Hey everyone, Iron Leprechaun coming at you. Another video kind of surrounding 12-step recovery. It is. And, well, I hope y'all had a good weekend. Remember, if you're getting anything out of these videos, if you're on social media, like, share it with people, comment, let's create some dialogue. I'm not just here talking to hear myself talk. If you get something out of it and you carry it with you and you don't dialogue with me, that's fine. But, the idea is, and I found this for myself, that when ideas get presented to me or I present an idea and there's dialogue involved in that, well then I learn more, the other person may learn more, I walk away with a better experience altogether. So if you're interested in that, let's do that. There's no right or wrong, comment, question, concern. There's no, just honesty, be honest and open, and it is what it is. There's no right or wrong questions or answers to this stuff. So if you haven't yet, find the YouTube channel. If you're there and you see this, or once you have, like, share, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you can get these video updates. I'm pretty good at sharing them on social media, but I may miss a few. So if you're into this stuff and you're enjoying it and you're getting anything out of it, do that so you don't miss any. So we're still on step 1, and there's a few things I want to read. Now, this comes out of the basic text of the program of Alcoholics Anonymous. This was the first text I was introduced to when I started getting into the recovery lifestyle. And so there's 2 things I'm going to read, and I'm going to expound upon it, of course. But the first one is out of the chapter, There Is a Solution. Kind of important, right? We walk in, we have a problem, give me the solution. So if you haven't got a copy of this and this is something you struggle with, or if you're just interested in reading it, I highly recommend it. I know people that do not suffer from alcoholism and have gotten a lot out of this book. So something about one reading leads to the other and the topic. So here, and if you have the book and you wanna read it as I'm speaking it, it's in the blue book, the big book, Alcoholics Anonymous. It's on page 22 at the very bottom, halfway through the last paragraph, and kind of goes into the next page a bump. It says, "We are equally positive that once he or she takes any alcohol, whatever, into his system, something happens, both in the bodily and mental sense, which makes it virtually impossible for him to stop. The experience of any alcoholic will abundantly confirm this." Okay? They're talking about the mind and the body. We're not so focused on the body today, but focus on the mind. That's where I'm going with this. "These observations would be academic and pointless if our friend never took the first drink, thereby setting the terrible cycle in motion. Therefore, the main problem of the alcoholic centers in his mind rather than in his body." Very key. There is what they call an allergy in the book. I'm not so sure it lines up with the clinical definition of allergy now that I'm educated in medicine, but it works the same. And if you want to simplify it, think of it as an allergy. That's the body. We're talking about the mind here. Now, I bump forward to a chapter in the back. The first 164 pages is the instructions on how to recover. The last half is stories. So, one of the stories is, and it's under Acceptance is the Answer. And I got introduced to this way early on. And I'm going to tell you, I said this every morning for at least a year at the instruction of my grand sponsor. And man, I got to tell you, it didn't take a year, but I kept doing it anyway because I was told to. And within months, profound changes. And this is about the mind, okay? Bear with me here. At the bottom of 416, "At last, acceptance proved to be the key to my drinking problem." Now remember, if y'all ain't got a drinking problem, if you got other problem that you're suffering through, or if you're just trying to tackle life better, this applies. This is huge. "At last, acceptance proved to be the key to my drinking problem. After I'd been around AA for several months, tapering off alcohol and pills, not finding the program working very well, I was finally able to say, okay, God, it is true. that I, of all people, strange as it may seem, and even though I didn't give my permission, really, really am an alcoholic of sorts. And that's all right with me. Now, what am I going to do about it? When I stopped living in the problem and began living in the answer, the problem went away. From that moment on, I have not had a single compulsion to drink. That may not happen for everybody once they say these words, but the realization is huge. If you're trying to alleviate the compulsion to act on whatever vice you're acting on, if you have the change here and you come to that aha realization, huge step forward. It's like a leap forward. One more paragraph. And acceptance, and this is where it comes into all life. I still use this daily. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact of my life, unacceptable to me. And I can find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, or situation as being exactly the way it is supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing, happens in God's world by mistake. Until I could accept my alcoholism, I could not stay sober. Unless I accept life completely on life's terms, I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to be changed in the world as on what needs to be changed in me and in my attitudes. Man, okay. The problem centers in the mind, okay? We make decisions. You take a racer, someone who's doing a marathon, and they stop, maybe 10 miles shy of the finish line. At mile 15, that's when their brain gave up. But they were arguing with their brain. They just kept putting one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. But the mind makes a decision. The mind has an impulsory desire, okay? All action starts in the mind. We think, therefore we am, Buddha says. I mean, dude, it is that simple. It is that simple. So, if my actions are causing issues of any kind, if we're digging down to the cause and conditions, which is the point of 12-step recovery, I can see all sorts of manifestations and craziness going on in my life. But why is it happening? Why do I do these things? And it doesn't matter what you're struggling with, life in general. Everybody's asked themselves, why? Why did I do that? Why did that happen? Okay. Every action I take starts with a thought. So if I'm digging to the cause of my manifesting behavior, I need to get to the thought. That's the bottom line, okay? The disease of addiction centers in the mind. The 6 inches of real estate between my ears is the focus. Bring the mind, the body will follow, okay? Make a decision to get up at 4 or 5 in the morning and go to the gym before work. If you make the decision and you mentally have chosen to do that, the body will follow. Maybe the workout ain't as great as it could be, but eventually that'll catch up. The body will catch up. You make the choice and the decision in your mind and in the world and your choices and decisions and the way you see the world, you will act as if you'll become cooler to be around. People want to be, like, they'll approach you, become approachable. Oh no, you become a totally different person, literally. Or maybe the person you were meant to be. So, I need to concentrate less on what needs to happen in the world, more on what needs to be changed in me and my attitudes. Now, I'm not a big subscriber to my truth. There is one absolute truth, but there is perception. Okay? I can see things the way they are. Okay? This is where it separates. Perception is reality. My reality is the way I see things. Okay? It may not be true, but that's how I see it. And if I'm busy seeing things in the negative, or things that are unbecoming of the person I want to be, well, why wouldn't I want to change that? If I start changing the way I see things and think about things, things will actually change. Even though things in the world may not actually, physically change, but I will see them differently. Okay? The book talks about putting on a new pair of glasses. Okay? instead of a muddy ass window, I stepped outside, put on my prescription glasses, and I can see things for what they are. Or at least at the very beginning, a better version than what I've been choosing to see. At this point, if I have the information, I'm choosing it. Okay? That's a big kick in the balls, isn't it? So, nothing happens in God's world by mistake. Everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be at this moment in time, at every moment in time. Whether you believe in the traditional God, higher power, whatever you believe in, there's too much evidence that things just randomly happen. Okay? Things are by design. There's no such thing as coincidence. I am a firm believer in that. My story will tell you that. So, if it's the way it's supposed to be, and I continue to fight, I might as well surrender to this is the way it is, and try and change my way of thinking so that I ain't always walking around butthurt about things I can't change. Okay? It is that simple. It really is. It's not easy. Simple and easy are different. Simple is, there it is. Very stoic, very logical. Easy brings emotion into it. Now, we all have emotions. We cannot be rid of them. Don't try. We have them. So, if we got to try, if I'm trying to get better, I need to keep my emotions in check. And the closer I get to accepting that things are the way they are, if there's nothing I can do about them, I need to try and find a better way of looking at them and engaging with them so that I'm not miserable. Because being miserable sucks. I'm tired of being miserable. I know you are too. Take the action. But it's got to start here. Okay? All right, that's all I got for today. This video went a little longer than I wanted to. So, again, like, share, subscribe. Send it to your friends, man. Talk about it. Get a hold of me. Talk to me. I hope you're enjoying it. And let's keep this thing going. There'll be some more videos going on. It's been a real busy week with the puppy and what have you. But I'm going to try and get more to you throughout the week. And that's it. I hope y'all have had a good Sunday. Have a good rest of your... had a good weekend. Have a good rest of your Sunday. And I'll see you soon.